mature items his own way. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, shit. Let me give you some simple directions. My man, my woman, whoever the hell you might be, it's just down the street, past the house, with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman. He's a scholar. But damn it, he's a man of commerce, so slip him what you should. And he'll point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, a cool breeze will hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? You goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should. Because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy lines. This is Raider Reaction. And as it is every Tuesday on Raider Reaction, it's the Raider Nation Report, a solid 60 minutes with yours truly about everything silver and black. And we'll get into that. I saw... No, some of you noticed my little sign change at the beginning of the show. Yeah, so a la Bart Simpson, we're scrolling it up a little different every show. But have you been watching our morning show? I hope you've been watching the new Raider Reaction morning show. It's in week 3, and every day the views seem to continue to grow, and we continue to try to put out a better product every morning as well. So I hope you've been checking it out, and I hope you like it. It's on 7 o'clock Pacific, or 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday. So make sure you check out tomorrow's. Then we got a special one for you on Thanksgiving. So make sure you check it out. And of course, same Raider time, same Raider channel, right here, right now, Monday through Friday as well. Now, I want to start the show, and I like to start a show on Tuesday because the week's fully wrapped up. Everything's been digested from what happened on Monday Night Football, which was an absolute fucking slaughter last night. Jesus Christ. Have the Rams woke up from getting their asses handed to them in the Super Bowl yet? Because, man, the hangover from losing the Super Bowl, I mean, we know all too well. It's a brutal thing. It's a brutal thing to reach the pinnacle, to go through the 2 weeks of fucking bullshit leading up to it. Your fucking media days and everybody's stroking you from left and right, and then the most extreme high to the most extreme low. Oh, fuck. Fucking Jets troll. They're not even worth. They're not worth my time to honestly even address. Congrats on that one win to get you to what, fucking 3-7 or whatever the fuck you guys are. Who cares, man? The Jets are a pathetic joke of a franchise and have been since the drunk fucking, you know, there's what the fur-clad drunk tried to accost, you know, that some what. Susie on the sideline. I mean, come on, man. That's the greatest thing you guys have right there. That and the butt fumble. Moved on, man. We could care less. You're a fucking pimple on our ass. We've moved on. We've taken care of you. Not a concern. Moving on. It's all about week 13, man. Week 12, so old news. That was so Monday. We're over that shit. We're over that. Moving on. So, I like to look at the rankings every Tuesday, and I like to choose a ranking every season. I've kind of mixed it up. I went with USA Today's before. I've went with, you know... This year, I decided to go with ESPN, not for any particular reason. I just try to pick one, because you got to go with the same ranking every week. You can't go look at one week and then go look at Touchdown Wire the next week and be like, oh, well, now they went from 19 to 10. Like, jackass, they were 12 on that ranking last week. What are you talking about? I mean, come on. So, you have to pick one and roll with it. So you have a barometer to see how, you know, you're being perceived by a large portion of the sporting media. And they are the worldwide leader in bullshit. I mean, so I picked that one. So ESPN last week had us at 15. A little above middle of the road. After, you know, losing to the Jets, you obviously expect you can take one on the chin. So we're sitting 6-5. We've slid to number 17 now on the ESPN power rankings. Now, I seen us ranked into the top 10s a week ago, which I thought was a little premature. I feel like we're working in that direction, but I didn't feel that we were there yet, and I didn't think we'd earned that credo yet. We beat 3 teams, the Lions, the Chargers, and the Bengals. Not a fucking murderer's row by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, we did not knock down juggernauts. It was a nice win, but it was, you know, let's keep it real here. Let's keep it real. Now, you look at the teams, now, sitting at 17, but you got to look at the teams that are above us. You're looking at the Steelers; they've got ranked above us at 16 at 6-5. The Eagles above us at 5-6 at 15. The Titans at 6-5 at 14. At 6-5, you've got the Colts at 13. 6-5, you've got the Rams at 12. 6-5, you've got the Cowboys at 11. So you could make an argument where we could literally leapfrog all the way from 17 to 11 on this ranking. You could make an argument for that because all of those teams we're all basically the same record. So it comes down to the fact that, you know, it's what have you done for me lately mentality. It's easy. The Raiders looked like shit last week. They lost on the road in the rain in a bad game. Fucking shitty calls, drop balls, just everything. It was just one of those games. It was like, I've washed my hands of that Jets game. It was what it was. It was an abomination. It was nothing. There's nothing. It's one of those games you have, man. Why do you think John Gruden pulled Carr and Jacobs out with so much time left in the game? Because he saw it too. It was just out of fucking control. It was out of control. You weren't going to come back. It was just out of control, and nothing stopped the bleeding now. Nothing but bad things can happen by leaving these guys in. Take them out. Let's regroup. We got a huge game next week. So you move along. Now, so you can move up on this ranking. Obviously, like I said, a win this week, and we're in the top 10. I'm telling you, we're right there. We're on the verge, but we've got to put. It's almost like, as much as I hate to even refer to the minor league football system because I think it's the most stupid fucking system there is. Them and their little ranking system and how they decide upon guys by strength of schedule and who you beat and all that bullshit. You can kind of put that into perspective when you're gauging where the Raiders are and how they're growing, man. They need that marquee win. They need that game against that top flight competitor to stamp you, man. Stamp you as, being legitimate. As being somebody. So, middle of the road, that's kind of where we've been, but we're one big win from jumping clear the fuck up any of the rankings. One big win. I agree with you to an extent, James Raider, but stats are... I'm a little bit of a stat guy myself. I'm all about some numbers, man. I'm a fantasy football fucking nerd, and I'm all about some numbers. And you can tell a lot by statistics. Stats don't lie. They tell the truth. And, we kind of are what we are. We moved up to 15. We'd been moving up the rankings on all of them. But to stay there, you can't come out and not score a touchdown. You can't do that. That's how you fall back. That's chutes and ladders, man. That sucks. So, it is what it is. But the biggest news, we talked about it last night, so I'm not going to fucking sit here and beat a dead horse, because unfortunately, that horse is dead. Yeah, I said dead horse. Fuck deaf. But I'm not going to beat it. Renfro, he's out for the season. Punctured lung. Yeah, just a little punctured lung. Come on. Rub some dirt on that shit. Get your ass out there. But he's out. Not going to beat that to death. We talked about it last night. We talked about it on the morning show. It creates a situation. Tyrell Williams. He's already masquerading as a number one. Filling in for, douchebag to be named later. Or actually not to be named at all. We don't want to name his ass. He's out there. Have you seen... Man, I don't even want to talk about him, but have you seen that freaking... AB has been out there and Instagramming and shit, running around with a Raiders helmet on, man. Was somebody just come out and blindside that motherfucker, please? Jesus, take that fucking helmet off of him. Take the helmet off of him and Myles Garrett his ass with it. Please. Do him like Alzado did back in the day. Throw that motherfucker and then pick it up and then Myles Garrett him. Yes. Please. But you look at what we got, and you've got Tyrell Williams, like I said, masquerading as a number one. You got Trevor Davis. Man, you only brought Trevor Davis over to be the fill-in for Dwayne Harris, and now all of a sudden, now you're talking like this guy's one of your starting wide receivers? I mean, that's how bad it's gotten. You brought that guy in to fill in for an injury on special teams, and now he's one of your starting wide receivers. And it's not based on talent, folks. It's based on heartbeat. He has one, and he's available. You've got him. You got Zay Jones, who also we basically went and got because we're a mash unit, so we needed him. Hunter Renfro, what he's created, the loss of him is now you've got Keelan Doss and Marcel Aitman. Those are really it, and one of those two is going to have to step up. So that creates an interesting conversation. Follow where I'm going here. Tyrell Williams, Trevor Davis, Zay Jones. That's your three. That's your starters. Keelan Doss and Marcel Laitman are going to mix in there and really get their shot. I think this is Doss's big shot. You know, everybody that had the big, you know, stiffy over Doss and Hard Knocks. We're going to get to see if this is what the kid can do it. All I saw was the kid trip all over himself and look less than spectacular in week 4 of preseason when he should have been shining against freaking bunch of scrubs out there on defense. So he kind of blew his big opportunity, and that's why he ended up on a practice squad. And so this is his next big opportunity because of injury. Man, in your lifetime, you typically don't get 2 shots at your dream, okay? Typically, you never get 1 shot at your dream. You already got to come in your rookie year and get highlighted on a fucking reality TV show. That was your 1 shot at your dream. They basically gave you the number 1 spot in the week 4 preseason game and say, hey man, go out there and ball out and make us fucking keep you on the team. And he went out there and looked less than stellar. And they were like, okay, maybe you aren't the guy we thought you were. And so then he left. But based on injury, based on a fucking trying to sign a lunatic and everything that happened, he ended up back. And now, based on injury, he has his shot again. And when he gets out there, he better best make it, man, because it'll be it. It won't happen again, man. It won't happen again. You're not getting a third time. This is it. You're getting out there on the field again. You got to make it happen. But now looking forward, you've got 2 things. See, we got wide receiver needs. So obviously, I think, my opinion, that's where we address number 1 overall next year in the draft. I believe that. But I also, that we don't have the depth and we don't have the veteran leadership on this wide receiver core. Depth at all. So you've got to look at that. So first off, immediate need. Who's out there? Who is available out there on the free agent market? Week 13. You're going into week 13, mind you. Keep in mind, of an NFL season. Who's out there that you would even consider bringing in to help your wide receiving core out? I'm telling you, man, we've got Trevor Davis, Tyrell Williams, Zay Jones, Keelan Dawson, Marcel Laitman. That's it. Okay? That's all we got right now. That's thin. Number 1 on the list of people that's out there, well, he's running around with a Raider helmet right now. I don't want him. I don't even want to consider him. He's a fucking lunatic. So, scratch that. We don't want that guy. You go down the list, and probably the second guy who's out there, Martavius Bryant. You want that guy? Is he even available to be brought back? You know, you're probably going to, he's sitting somewhere holding a bong probably, like, does he even want to play anymore? Does he even want to play anymore? You've got him. Who else you got? You got Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant's out there. You interested in Dez Bryant? You want Ocho Cinco? Terrell Owens? They still think they can play. You got Kelvin Benjamin out there. Pierre Garçon. Deontay Thompson. There are some guys out there. Do you think any of those guys? But there's one other name that's out there, man. And you've seen it at the beginning of the show. I've even put up an advertisement for it on the page. King Crab. Michael Crabtree is still out there. Yes, he was cut by the Ravens. Yes, he was cut by the Cardinals. I get it. I get it. Under normal circumstances, would I be calling? No. But this is an unusual circumstance. You have a young team that is sitting in knee deep, man. We are in the wild card race, and we are one game out of the AFC West lead. One. And you have a wide receiving core that was already depleted, that came in every game without even having a number one, that every fucking team knew that their number one corner wasn't going to have a number one wide receiver to match up on, which just gave them matchup options galore on their defense, which already put our offense at a mismatch to begin with. And then you take Hunter Renfrow away. So you add a guy like Crabtree in. He's sure hands in the red zone. The guy runs great routes. He knows our quarterback. You can get him extremely cheap. You can get him on a 1-year deal, a cheap 1-year deal. Why not? What do you have to lose? What's the downside? What is the downside of bringing a guy like Crabtree in? You know his talent base. You know he's going to check his ego at the door. He's not going to come walking back in with this big head, gigantic ego. Like, No. This guy's been cut by the Raiders, went to the Ravens, released by the Cardinals, and he's sitting at home, man, watching football in week 13. He knows this is the last ride. They know when it's the end. When you're sitting at home watching football, typically you don't come back. Once you go to the couch, that's usually it. They don't call you back because you're not supposed to go to the couch. You don't get the call back, man. There's a whole fresh batch of new employees every fucking year that want your job. They're younger, they're stronger, they're hungrier. Every year. So you've got those guys. But this is a weird time of the year. That next crop of employees, you can't hire them yet. They're not available. A few months they will be. But that's going to be past when you need them. So what do you got now? You're going to have a list of guys who are out there. Who Lou, Boss Nova, my man, just hit the nail on the head. That you got guys you can use as specialists. Slants. Short stuff. Inside the red zone. Michael Crabtree has amazing hands and he's clutch, man. He's clutch and he has a connection with Derek Carr and he always did. I could have made an argument for you in 2016 that he was the number one. It wasn't fucking Amari Cooper. He made as many big plays as Cooper did. I was on more. My son's favorite player was Michael Crabtree at the time. I don't even have a fucking Cooper jersey. Never bought one. Got a Michael Crabtree one though. Is it crazy? Drastic times call for drastic measures. Guys, Trevor Davis, Tyrell Williams, Zay Jones, Marcel Aitman, Keelan Doss. Keelan Doss and Marcel Aitman haven't been able to get on the field for a fucking reason. And now you're looking at it being a big part of the game. We'll see, man. We'll see. And I hope for the best. And I hope this is their shot. But I really think you got to start thinking outside the box. Because the reality of the matter is, the Raiders are a team that, based on our schedule, based on strength of schedule going forward, we've got a distinct shot at a wild card for sure. And a possibility of an AFC West crown. So you've got to start thinking about what's your extreme weakness. And it has been, you don't have a deep threat. We can't be dynamic in the passing game at all because we don't have, frankly, we don't have the fucking talent. We don't have the talent. You saw it this week. And I've been talking about it for weeks. And I knew at some time it would rear its ugly head. The fact that we don't have that number one wide receiver. Not having that number one wide receiver allows the team, when they come in, they're like, who? And I asked Big L last night, and I ask you, Raider Nation, you're the defensive coordinator and the head coach of the opposing team that we're playing this week. You go to sit in your war room, and you're like, okay, guys, out of all of Derek Carr's weapons in the passing game, who scares you the most? Who scares you so much that we got a game plan, that we've got to stick our number one on him the entire fucking game? Who? We don't have that guy. So what does that allow you? That allows you to do all sorts of things with your number one. You can stick your number two corner on the number one wide receiver. You can move your number one around. Now you've got all kinds of options and things that you can do. It just creates bad matchups for our receiving core. Doesn't create mismatches for us. That's for damn sure. The best we're going to have is a number two. Tyrell Williams, a good number two. It's a great number. Possibly some days he's a great number two. But he's not number one. It's just not. So you're always going to have their number one corner going against our number two because we ain't got number one. And so then what's that? You got their two going against our three or our four by default. He's only a three because the other guys ahead of him were injured. That makes things difficult. Much more difficult on the team. And it's unfortunate. It sucks. But it is what it is. So I think, man, you got to think outside the box. And you bring back King Crab. Just saying. I'm just saying. Think about it. He's the best out there. He knows our quarterback. He's cheap. He would love to come back and end his career with the Raiders. I think it's just I think it's a no-brainer, man. It's a no-brainer. Call the man. Make it happen. Now, you start looking at wide receivers. We talked about in the draft, but you heard what we've got. So do you consider a free agent? Possibly. That's what I'm saying, Bill. Rub some dirt on it. Get your ass out there. Next year in free agency, AJ Green. Are you interested in AJ Green? Talented guy. He's paper fucking mache. I don't want AJ Green. AJ Green's been on my fantasy team for 3 seasons. I dropped him this year. I was going to keep him again. He was one of my keepers in my dynasty league. But I dropped him because he got fucking hurt again coming into the season. Thank God, because, man, I'd have been carrying a roster spot on that motherfucker. So, he's out. I don't want him. Robbie Anderson, you want him? Emmanuel Sanders? Larry Fitzgerald, you'll bring his old ass in? Josh Gordon? Travis Benjamin? Randall Cobb? Funkness? I mean, none of these guys excite me. So, I think you got to go out and try to draft. You got to try to draft the guy that Derek Carr is going to grow old with, man. That's who you got to try to draft. Because you need him now. You swung and you missed on Amari Cooper. You tried to make Cooper that guy that you're going to pair him with. But that didn't work out. So you got to do something else, man. You swung and you missed there. You swung and you missed. So, got to do something, man. Got to do something. Got to do something. If you haven't followed us on the Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Raider Reaction Webcast, you need to do that. You also need to follow our sister page, the Commish. Follow that sucker. It's just another, little forum for, us to spread silver and black awesomeness. And make sure, of course, you like and follow this page as well. This is where you can get the links for pirate pages on the weekend, for the game stream that hype team member James Raider puts up. You can get all sorts of special things by making sure you like and follow. And make sure you guys at the top of your notifications and get our live notifications. So we don't want you to miss anything here. And if you haven't checked out our website, do that. And make sure you join the group, the official group of Raider Reaction, the Raider Reaction Empire, the Dark Side. You can click on the group tab on the page. It'll lead you right to it. As well, it's one of our brethren groups in the Raider Nation. The Prison City group, bunch of solid, diehard members of the Raider Nation as well. Join that sucker while you're at it. Alright, moving along. We put up a poll yesterday. Actually, I put up the poll right after the game on... it was in the evening, I guess. It was towards the end of the evening. It was in the Sunday night game. On Sunday of... If you thought after the Week 12 performance the Raiders were going to be able to beat the Chiefs, only 62%, over about 1,000 polled, over a 24-hour period, sprinkled all over the world, in all of the major Raider groups, we put the poll, and about 1,000 people voted, so I would say it's a pretty good cross-section. 62% felt the Raiders will beat the Chiefs in Week 13. So obviously on the flip side, that's a large number that believe we won't beat the Chiefs, which I'm certain had I ran that poll the week prior after coming off the third win in a row, that number would have been much, much different. There seems to be, and man, I have noticed it, I think, more this season than I have in past seasons, the complete bipolar nature somewhat of our fan base at times. And I don't even know if it's the fan base of the nation as a whole, or it's just this small group, this fair weather bandwagon fucking fan base. It's not even a fan base. They're like a fucking barnacle on the fan base. They're not even a fan base. They're a leech on the fan base. They're a nation leech. These fucking bandwagon fair weather fans that, you know, every other week they're trashing the fucking team, man. That everybody should be fired. The quarterback sucks. Just like every other fucking week, because they just don't. It's like they don't get it. They don't understand the ebbs and flows of an NFL season. They just don't get it. It's like, do you not understand football? How many 16-0 teams have you seen in your fucking lifetime? It doesn't happen. This isn't minor league football, folks. Okay? You don't get to choose your schedule. You can't go fucking play Hand Job State one week and fucking Lincoln Tech the next. That's not the way it works. Oh, we're 14-0. Yeah, well, great. Congratulations. How'd you do that? Well, those guys over there voted us. That's minor league football. That's not how it works here. You actually got to win the shit. But oh my God, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, James Raider. Get us in the playoffs. Silver and black will be everywhere. Everywhere. I prefer to rock with the ones that rock the silver and black when we're 4-12, when we're 13-3, when we're 2-14. Those are the real Raider fans, and we all know. We know our kind. We spot you fake motherfuckers a mile away. You stick out like a fucking turd in a punch bowl. You're not hard to spot. You know, I love the ones, man. I see them at games. Like, you know, I don't know, the fucking company comped them a ticket, or, you know, they fucking won some contest or something. Because, you know, I'm walking around, I'll do my little, you know, walk around. I like to talk to people and all that shit and take Raider Nation behind the scenes of the tailgating. And you'll ask people, and, you know, like, well, okay, well, who's your favorite Raider? And they're like, and they just like, you can't, Some of them can't even name a fucking player. And he was like, okay, well, all right, well, thanks for coming. Enjoy the game. I understand at every game there's that percentage of, they're just spectators. They're just spectators. And that's what a lot of these types of fans are. These bandwagon, fair weather fans. I don't even call them fans because they're not fans. The term fan it's short for fanatic. And, you know, I'm a fanatic. Obvious fucking Lee. Can you tell? You guys are, I'm sure, because you're sitting here, you know, listening and talking about what you love with me. So, I'm sure you guys are all fans, fanatics as well. But, there's a fan, a fanatic, your mood changes, how your team's doing. You'll stand up for good big plays. You'll yell, you'll cheer, you'll scream at the opposing team. You're emotionally invested in the game. You're happy when they win. You're upset when they lose. You're a fan, a fanatic about your team, about the silver and black. Then there's these folks. They're just spectators. They're not emotionally invested in the game at all. They just put on a uniform or a jersey or a t-shirt, and then they're just going to an event like they're going to see a concert or a play. It's just something to go watch, something to do for that moment in time. And as soon as that moment in time's over, they're done with it. And they're not going to even think about it again. They're not emotionally invested at all. They are not a fan/fanatic. They're a fucking spectator. They're an ass in the seat. That's it. That's what these fucking fans are. And it's unfortunate because these types of fans infest our groups, our pages. They're the ones that make these asinine comments, these posts, all these stupid shit that fucking fills our page with all, you know, the Raider Reaction Dark Side group, man, has a lot of intelligent football minds in there. Some guys got some really great posts. And, you know, some of them I read, I'll stop and leave a comment like, great fucking post, man. Great comment, great thought. And then you roll by these other guys and you're just like, what? What? Yes, that's what I just said. What? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I guess it's a free country. You have a right to bitch. I mean, you have the, I guess. You have that right and run with it. I just wish you would take the right to do it the fuck away from me so I don't have to be associated with it or see it or hear it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Spectators. Big fucking difference. Big difference. If you haven't checked out our morning show yet, make sure you check it out tomorrow. The last two have been fucking kick-ass, man. The Monday show with all of Katie Raiders footage from the New York game and all of the Raider parties. That was on Monday. And then this morning show is badass as well. And we've got a badass show planned for tomorrow morning. It's 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, every morning, Monday through Friday. And of course, we're right back here on the same Raider time, same Raider channel every night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Right here, Monday through Friday. So make sure you check us out. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Raider Reaction Webcast. And of course, like us and follow the Raider Reaction page. And make sure you check out our sponsor as well, RaiderNationStore.net. Got some kick-ass stuff over there. And you check out our morning show in the morning. You're going to see an awesome contest that they got going for Thanksgiving that our sponsors got kicking off. So check it out tomorrow. You got a chance to get in on that contest because the drawing is on Thanksgiving. So check out the morning show. It'll be in there tomorrow morning. Check it out. Check it out. All right. Let's move along. Move along. Today, there's some more news. Some irritating news. they announced the 25 semifinalists for the Hall of Fame today. Now, I rolled through the names on this list, and they're all good players. Like, there's none that I can't say they suck. None of them suck. You know, I don't like some of them, obviously, for one reason or another, but I can't say any of them suck. They're all quality players. The only one that I see with, really any silver and black in about them is Richard Seymour. He's really the only one that I see that has any association with the Raiders, and that was a very casual association. Thank you, Leslie. Casual association. But I look at these names, and then maybe it's just the Raider in me, but I think to myself, so many great Raiders, and so many so far past. Why not more? What puts some of these guys? I'll just pick one out. I'm just gonna pick one out. Top of my head. Steve Tasker. Steve Tasker. Let me put Steve Tasker up against Todd Christensen's resume for you. Steve Tasker, Todd Christensen. How many rings Steve Tasker got? Did Steve Tasker revolutionize his position? No. No, he did not. So, well, Caleb, he's dead. So, what's your argument there? He's even got that going for him. But even that didn't get him in. It is what it is. Well, we've got some interesting commentary going on out there this evening. Sorry, I had to take a second and read the comments because we've got some deep insight going on out there. I see. I look at this list and it's a little underwhelming to me. It's a little underwhelming. I mean, yeah, I guess Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, sure. I guess greatest show on turf. You can make an argument for them, yeah. Simeon Rice, Steve Tasker, Fred Taylor, Zach Thomas, Hines Ward, Ricky Waters, Patrick Willis, Reggie Wayne. I mean, I see these names and I'm just like, yeah, but I don't know, man. When you look at the list of greats that aren't on there, I mean, Cliff Branch isn't even in the goddamn Hall of Fame. Exactly. Patrick Willis? You're going to even think about putting him in before Jack Tatum? I mean, when do these guys? I get they've added this new class where now they can start to put in supposedly the guys that have gotten passed over, that should have gotten in. But and I get that to try to keep the Hall of Fame the exclusive club that's supposed to be. I get it. Hold on. I gotta address a couple of the comments out there I see floating around. You say, what's the difference? What's the difference about somebody who's at the game screaming and yelling and they're emotionally invested in their team and the person that's not? What's the difference? The difference is, and I'll answer that question for you. I'll take that hand off and I'll run with that motherfucker. The difference is the guy that is an emotionally vested, there, who is the fan, who is the fanatic, who buys tickets all the fucking time, who saves up money, who plans their fucking vacations around the fucking Raiders schedule, who waits to plan their family vacations until the schedule comes out. That guy who is emotionally invested, who spends thousands of dollars on merch, who does that, he has a right as a fan, as a fanatic, to complain about his team, to critique his team. All of that. The motherfucking spectator who's just sitting his ass in the seat and don't give two fucks about what's going on, that guy doesn't get that fucking right. That guy needs to fucking walk out at the end of the game, forget what happened, and shut his motherfucking mouth. He doesn't have the emotional investment paid into being a fan to get to say shit about it. So you don't get to stand there and beat your chest and say, I'm a fucking Raiders fan when they make the playoffs, motherfucker, because you ain't a Raiders fan. You're a fucking spectator. That's the difference. And that, maybe it don't mean nothing to you, but I bet you it means something to a hell of a lot more of fucking Raider Nation than you think it does. I don't hang with spectators, my man. I hang with fucking fans. So, that's what I think about that. So, does it mean something to you? I don't know, man. You got that dial-up internet, Canyon? I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta get up off that dial-up, bro. The question of the week. Do you think we can beat the Kansas City Chiefs? Why do you think we can beat the Chiefs? Well, why not? Who are the Chiefs? Who are they? Who are the Chiefs? What have they done? What has that team done? Nothing. They're injury ridden. They're less of a team than they were last year. Their quarterback's been beat up. What have they done? They haven't played in adverse weather. It's supposed to snow and be 38 Sunday. You don't think that's going to affect them? Of course it is. Let's be realistic. There's two teams on the field. We're a run-first team. I'd give us the advantage in an adverse weather game. I just would. I agree with Bill. This is a very, very winnable game. Kansas City and Oakland always comes down to being a very tight game at the end. It always does. Every single time. And why would it be any different? Why would it be any different? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't. It's always close. It's always divisional. And I tell you what, man. We've seen the shitty rain games between Kansas City and Oakland, and it's just, always the weather. Sometimes always seems to be a factor in the game. This is a big game, man. Last week was just a clunker. It was just one of those games that got away from you. It's just, it's like one of those games, and I hate to equate a professional sport to a fucking video game, but we've all played Madden, and we've all been there. When you sit down and you go to play a game, and you know you're good. You know you don't suck. You play every night or, every other night when the game's new. You play on the weekends when you got time. You don't suck. You play online. You win more than you lose. You don't suck. And you sit down to play your buddy or something. Or, your fucking nephew or something. And, halfway through the fucking towards the end of the first quarter, all of a sudden you're like, shit. You got a fumble and you returned it, and then you got a touchdown, or you threw a pick six, and all of a sudden you're down by 14, and then you tried to do something you normally wouldn't do, and then you did something stupid, and all of a sudden you're down by 21-0, and just like that, and you're like, fuck. Can I hit reset? Okay, you win. Well, you can't. Good job, buddy. You win. You can't do that when it's in an NFL game. You can't just say, shit, man, I made some bad shit happened there at the beginning, and it just got away from me. You just can't do that in the middle of an NFL game. John Gruden tried by pulling Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs out. He was like, I'm taking my best toys home now because this game's out of control. But that's about all that game was. So to me, that doesn't change what this Oakland Raiders team is. I still think that this team could get after Mahomes' ass. I think they can get after Mahomes a little bit. I really think they do. And if they can get to Mahomes, make him make a couple of mistakes, and we don't turn the ball over, we're able to run the ball, Carr's efficient like he has been, and doesn't turn the ball over. That's the key of this game. Our offense is not dynamic at all. We don't have a deep threat. We don't have a dynamic wide receiving core. We just don't. We run the ball behind our solid offensive line. Throw swing passes, things out of the backfield, screens, quick slants, short passes. That's what we do. We'll hit you with a 20 or 30 every once in a while if we'll find a hole. But that's what we do. And you can win like that. But you got to be efficient. You got to catch the fucking ball. You got to keep moving the chains. You can't hurt yourself on penalties. And you cannot turn the ball over. Because those are going to be long drives typically. You're going to sustain drives when you're that type of an offense. So you can't turn the ball over because you got to be able to sustain the drive to get the fucking goddamn carrot at the end, which is the touchdown. It's basic ass football, man. Smash mouth football, old school football, West Coast offense style football. You can make things happen and not be dynamic. You can win and not be dynamic. John Gruden won a Super Bowl ring with Brad Johnson at fucking quarterback. He's not dynamic. It can be done. It can be done. Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. It can be done. It can be done. The less talented offenses. So, stranger things have happened. Yeah, those guys had a pretty fucking good defense. But, well, we won't need to talk about that. I think this week is probably the biggest game the Oakland Raiders have had since the playoff game in 2016. This is the biggest game that we have had since, by far, this week. This sets a tone, man. You win this game, and this sets a tone going forward down the final stretch of those final four games. This sets a tone if you win this game. A big tone. We'll see. We'll see. It's should be interesting. Should be interesting. It's going to be a very, very exciting finish. It's going to be an exciting week, and it's man, it's something. This is week 13, and I've been looking forward to this game all week. I wake up every day thinking about this game. This game has my pulse pumping. It's week 13. I don't get that every season. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Don't bitch and moan every time they lose because they're not going to be perfect. They're probably not going to run the table. They're probably going to lose again this season. Just accept it and accept where they're going. And that direction's up. There's going to be some little bobs on the way, but you're still going up. Don't lose your mind. Every goddamn little thing. Keep it together. It's long. The NFL season is a marathon, man. It's a long ride, and I'm hoping we got a little more to go in this season, because I want to see some postseason ball. I want to see some postseason football. So bad. So bad. And we're there. We're so close. We're right in the wild card hunt. We're in the AFC West hunt. I mean, what more do you want as a football fan? Isn't this what you want? That your team's in the conversation, but when they're talking about the playoffs, your team's on the screen. You know, they're talking about your team, about the possibilities of your team. You can have that argument. Ain't this all you want as a fan? Just to be there. Just to be relevant. And we are. Again. Thank you for joining me, each and every one of you. I appreciate every goddamn second any of you spend with us at Radio Reaction. Any second you spend with us is a second you're spending not doing something else, and your time is valuable, and we appreciate any time that you spend with us here at Radio Reaction. We 100% do that from the bottom of our hearts. Make sure you check out the morning show every morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, hosted by myself, sprinkled with members of the hype team. They've got things to say, all different kinds of little segments. We got a fire show for you in the morning, so check it out. And of course, right here, every single night, Monday through Friday, same Raider time, same Raider channel, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, the official Raider Reaction webcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our sister page, The Commish, on Facebook, as well as Raider Reaction on Facebook. Like and follow that sucker. Make sure you hit the notification thing so we'll push to the top so you get all of our live links and then all of that good stuff. We didn't want you to miss nothing, man. Because, you know, we got to work around the rules a little bit. So if you're not following our page, we can't give you the links to the pirate pages and things that we take up and take down and move around to keep the man off our tail. So we need you to follow along with us. Thank you all. You guys are the shit. Fuck the Chiefs. And until next time, peace, love, Raider Nation.